What is up, everybody? It's your good friend Lukie, and I am back with a brand new vlog. This time I'm talking about kind of maybe what we'll call a controversial golf course in Brentwood Golf Club in Brentwood, California, which is by Antioch, Pittsburgh, Discovery Bay, that general region. Now, the layout of this course is a Ted Robinson design, and it's a very interesting layout, but where it struggles is the maintenance around the course. There's a few criticisms that I hope that they fix up, one of which being at points like water is just has stuff thrown within it. There's at times some of the course might not meet what most people would expect, but I do feel they do as good of a job as they can. And Brentwood is going to be a course that I think very few go out of their way to go for a destination. But if you live in this general area and you love the game of golf, this is going to become a golf course that you play. They have an assortment of yardages you can play from, whether you play from the tips all the way to the front. And it offers an interesting set of challenges with 3 different golf courses. I think in hindsight, it's kind of strange that Brentwood Golf Club, of the golf courses that were occurring in the Brentwood area a decade or so ago, from Rowdy Ranch to Shadow Creek to Deer Ridge, that the one that prevailed was Brentwood Golf Club. A little strange, but that's the way it shaked out. So also, I didn't mean to forget, Delta View was also in this general region. So now you basically have Lone Tree Golf Course, Rio Vista, or Brentwood Golf Club. Brentwood feels like a locals only spot. It definitely feels like an acquired taste. It has some interesting concepts. I think that the Hillside course, or is it I think it's called Hillside, is the most interesting in terms of design. And it does, as you get to the 18th hole, it has kind of a championship course feel where it gets kind of interesting towards the end. There is some things I don't love, like power power lines go through the golf course, some strange nuances. I think my biggest criticism is that the houses are extremely close to the field of play for the golf course, which I think a lot of people find unsettling. The conditions are better than I thought they'd be on Yelp, and I think it is a fun course. It just comes down to, are you willing to pay the price point for this type of course? Because I do think that for this price point, you might be able to find something that offers more amenities. And I think that that's the big thing that this course kind of lacked for me, was amenities. And by amenities, I mean down to there's no cup in the hole. So when the ball goes in, it's just a hole, that you don't get that satisfying feeling of the ball going into a cup. You know, it's very bare bones, and that's just what it is. It seems like the housing association around this golf course is what kept this course alive. If you like Canyon Lakes in San Ramon, you'd like Brentwood, because they feel very, very similar. They're the similar style, they're similar concepts, it's the same architect, they're routed through houses in the similar manner, and they progress in a similar way to the 18th hole, kind of getting super epic towards the end of the round. All in all, pleasant surprise. I'm not sure I'd go back, but this is a fair assessment for you to go and to be able to look at this course and see if this is something for interest for you. First hole of the Creekside course at Brentwood Golf Club to be exact. As you can see, it's kind of inspired by like Florida golf and Palm Springs golf. Lots of like artificial water, retirement homes surround the course. This is kind of par for the course. The first hole is a par 5. It's a dogleg left. You have to hit over water, so if you top the ball, it can go in the water. And then as you get closer to the green, there's water down your left-hand side. My first 2 shots, I stayed right. I stayed away from a bunker, which was really, really awesome because I didn't want that. And then I'm getting better at hitting a lob wedge, so this was just a good lob wedge yardage, which is, for me, a lob wedge goes between 60 to 70 yards. If I hit it well, if I hit it a little thin, it goes a little further. Gave myself this putt, and this view is a very Brentwood Golf Club view. It's a very suburban America. It's like a postcard out of Americana. houses surround this course, and you see a major influence. So this is the overpass I was talking about, and it's very much like Canyon Lakes. You go, you cross it, and now you're into a whole new course. From 1 to 2 is a big walk, so I almost got lost doing it. Second hole, what I remember is it's all penalty to your left, and look at how close the houses are to your right. So if you have a big right miss, this course may be a little frustrating for you because houses will come into play, and the fairways are a lot shorter than I would expect for this type of course that's built around homes. It felt like it was like trying to like be a major championship, kind of very small fairways. Misjudged my yardage there and left myself a long putt, but I got off to a good start here and finished out pretty soundly. 2 pars to start out. Very big greens. It just feels, this course screams the mid 90s, like when Tiger Woods was coming up, and a lot of these track home golf course designs, kind of like Sun City and Brentwood, very similar. So this third hole, par 5, it's down a hill. There's a big hill that you aim at and you try to get it over. I got it over. I had a 3-wood in there. Didn't feel comfortable over that shot. Just hit a low pull with my 3-wood, but it didn't actually cost me on this hole because on par 5s you actually get to miss a shot, and if you hit a good wedge shot, you get rewarded. I hit a good lob wedge here and put it to right there. It wasn't quite as close as it looks, but then I drained that putt. So birdie, that felt good. The following hole, it's just another standard Brentwood golf course hole on this front side where you just want to keep the ball in play. I pulled that, it hit a tree and came back here, but the golf gods didn't let me get away with that because the tree on the left hand side, I actually hit that tree and it went about 40 yards. So I had basically the same shot again, but straight at it, and I actually hit a really good shot here. The big thing is don't miss short on this hole. There is a bunker that protects the hole, and I gave myself this for par. And honestly, for the level of golfer I am, this is quite all right because I just made up for my mistake, gave myself a chance, and I think that was a good putt and finished it off. The greens here roll pretty well. I didn't actually expect that to happen, but they do roll pretty good. So there you go. You cross this street, and this is probably the signature stretch of holes for the Creekside course, where you have this water mass, and this is a hole where you're supposed to lay up probably about to 230 or so from the blue tees. Water comes into play, I'd say about 240, 250. If you hit a slice that comes in quicker, and then you have this water peninsula green, and I was hitting a wedge, and I just hit it too far. You know, I don't know if I'm gaining weight, if my swing's improving, if I'm swinging harder, but that wedge went about 125 yards, and I was expecting it to go 115, so that was definitely a different experience. This is one of the hardest chips in golf. Really, really was proud of myself here because it's so easy to thin this and hit it into the water. I just had to get that ball on this downslope and just trickle down to the hole, and that's what I did. So on that hole, try not to miss long, and then look at that. That got rewarded, made a par. So then you follow it up with the same body of water that plays on the par 4. They use a small strip to create a par 3 coming back. I actually missed my second shot. I pulled it and hit my chip to right here with a lob wedge, and then from there I actually drilled this putt, and it was really a good putt. So I was pretty pumped on that. This was one of my ugly holes, but it happens. Just the big right miss. I didn't hit that well at all. I can't emphasize mentally how stressful it is that this course has houses as close as they feel. And I hit it to right there, which was just this crabgrass. Hit the wrong club. I was probably like 1 or 2 clubs short. I didn't really look at the yardage. I just kind of guesstimated it. And then I gave myself a really long putt for par. And this is what can happen at this course. You have to hit fairways, and you have to not just hit greens. You have to give yourself good yardages and good numbers to make good scores. And on this hole, I didn't do any of that. So you're going to see me do a 3-putt here. Actually, it could have been a 4-putt, but I just kind of was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So I picked up. Here's the 8th hole, I believe, and this is a par 3. It's a mid-iron, You have a little forced carry, water. The theme of this side of the course is water, 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 hence the name Creekside. So you're just hitting over water. Little fat, I think, or I hit the wrong club, and then I just had a pretty easy chip. I was just chipping into this mound on an upslope, and that's one that I expect to get close, and I took it. It was pretty close. Didn't feel like missing that putt that day. Ninth hole runs parallel to a road, so if you pull the ball, don't hit it in that road because you don't want to pay for someone's windshield. There's water all down the right-hand side. It shares the water from the 8th par 3. I had a really average drive. I probably had about a $180 in, and I hit that fairly well. I thought it was going to fly on me. Who am I to act like I can think about that stuff? But then I hit this chip, and I remember just being a little underwhelmed. My chipping's been very underwhelming lately. Not that anyone comes and is like, man, we want to see you get better, but it really has. Didn't make that, but finished out decent front nine. Thank you for watching this vlog. I appreciate anyone who contributes or subscribes or even likes a video. This is a passion project, and I'm just trying to do the best I can.